Yes, green.
Are you guys ready?
Thank you.
And
Everyone ready?
no more white and
Oh, you
brown.
like the white stuff? I like the white stuff.
Can I have more of the red one? I like the red one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stop covering yourself with the water bottle.
Thank you.
I want to drink red with sushi.
I know, it's perfect.
That would be so good.
I told Peter to do. Peter has we have a friend that owns Novel Cafe,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he has he has cold pressed juices. He sells. I was like, dude, you could charge, I think, a third or 2/3 more and make cocktails out of the cold pressed juices.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, I thought about it, but then, and Peter's so apprehensive. Like,
Dude,
you
it
should
was
just
so
do it.
stupid. Last time I was there for Andy's like Philippine relief thing.
Uh-huh.
And like I asked the bartender, I was like, hey, why don't you guys use those juices and make me a mimosa? You know? And she's
Yeah.
like, I guess I could. And I was like, yeah, like, do you guys have any back here? She's like, no. And I was like, so I have to go buy a juice and then bring it over here.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Because I've told people that a few times. Because that'd be really, because there's people that want to drink, they'd rather drink healthy juices rather than that concentrate nasty stuff.
They might have signed with a different vendor. So actually, I don't know
No,
if you
Peter
can.
makes them.
Does Peter make them?
Peter
Because
makes the
last time I was there,
juices.
they're like, oh, we ran out of juices and we're trying to sign with someone else.
Oh, no, Peter said he makes like those ones that he made in those little containers.
Oh, really?
He made them. Yeah, they were cold pressed there.
Maybe Peter just didn't feel like making them for that.
I think that is because I think he's less involved. He wants to be less involved at Novel now. It's really weird.
I thought he was the owner. No?
He's part owner.
Who's the other owner?
There's
His
some.
cousin John is
Yeah.
a baller.
Sean is Paula.
John is a baller.
Oh.
You guys should hook me up. Maybe we could supply
Yeah.
them juices.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
How about the final 10?
Yeah, final 10. Actually, yeah, 10, 12. We'll figure it out. Welcome back, party people. You're listening to Sneakers and Stilettos on AMN Radio, AM 1540 Radio Korea, brought to you by Kabuki Japanese Restaurants with 17 locations all over Southern California and Arizona. My name is Walter Hong. Sitting next to me is...
Money Lou.
Sitting across from her is...
Irene Shu.
And sitting next to her is...
PK, cheers.
And we have special guest Annie Pio, who brought us these awesome shots of juices. You guys should definitely check out the website, which we will definitely plug on our site. And also at the end of the show, you guys can order some and free shipping for you. They look delicious, and they are delicious.
Very
And
delicious.
before before the break, we talked about basically how Koreans like to drink.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit and go into the whole Coca-Cola commercial controversy on the Super Bowl.
Yes, I still like drinking Coke. Do you guys still like drinking Coke?
I'm a Diet Coke.
I drink Diet
addict,
Coke.
and I'm
I
trying to
drink
give it
Coke.
up. It's so hard. There's some kind of chemical in there. It's really addictive.
Crack.
Annie said soda's bad for you, so you should probably stop drinking
Yeah, I
soda.
should stop drinking that.
Then you two can bench 110 pounds.
I'm one of those guys that will order double cheeseburger, bacon, and Diet Coke. I'm that guy.
Just add a juice. Just add a juice.
Just add a juice.
Just add juice.
So yeah, that Coke thing. Okay, so I watched the entire Super Bowl for the first time in my life.
Yes, which is amazing.
Yes, and I enjoyed the commercials, and then I noticed that there were all these racist comments going on about the Coke commercial, America the Beautiful.
Because they sung it in different languages. They didn't just sing it in English. They sung it in like, I don't know, I didn't really pay attention to all the commercials this year because
Yeah,
they were so dramatic.
they were.
Because usually they're fun and funny,
Yeah.
but this year they were so dramatic, and then I just kind of tuned out. But yeah, this one they sung it in different languages. I wish I could name all the languages. I'm sure they sung it in Spanish. I'm sure that's one of the languages,
I
right?
think they did.
They didn't sing it in Korean.
They didn't sing in Chinese either. I just don't know why people are. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of middle America and like deep south, that kind of thing, like where people have a lot of American pride. Because if you go down, like my sister went to UGA in Athens, Georgia, and for her graduation, we were probably one of the only Asian families sitting out there in the stadium, and it was so like American, like what you would imagine America, quote unquote, to be. That was it. Like that graduation was it. Like I was just like, wow.
Like what? Like blue jeans and guns? Or?
I mean, my
Blue
dad.
jeans
It was. I mean,
Confederate
kind of
flag.
like my dad had to rent a pickup truck because that's all they had. So to see my dad, like I mean, it was a nice one, but like to see my dad pull up in like his suit and like this Chinese nail is like, so my mom come out of like a pickup truck. My sister was like, oh my gosh, it was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
It was like F-150.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious.
I
But
love Georgia.
I know.
I love Georgia already.
But
They
I
only
mean,
rent
like,
trucks.
it's so, like, everyone was, like, singing. I mean, of course you sing the national anthem, but it was just so, like, you know how people have, like, Asian pride? Like, I mean, they had American pride.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
Like I'm actually I have more of a problem with the people that have a problem with the people that have that are saying that it's racist because, and it's not that I have a problem because I disagree. I have a problem because, like, I feel like in today's current era or today's current time, we're so focused on policing everyone's thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if they feel that it's a racist commercial, I say go ahead, let them feel that way because it doesn't. I mean, the people that comment on the internet, they're like the low of the low. I feel like, you know, and I feel like like all the intelligent people don't have the time to do that because you're on porn sites. Like, why would you go and do that? Like, I don't understand.
Or they're making money off of the Super Bowl commercial they made.
Or they're making money off of it. Like, I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem when it comes to the point where they say, well, let's take action and let's go, like, you know, be violent. Yeah, then I have a problem with it. But then it's just their thoughts. I mean, because honestly, if in Korea they have one of those like nationalist songs, then all of a sudden it's sung in Japanese and then sung in a different. I mean, Koreans would be like, what? You know, and there'd be more soju being drunk. I think it'd be a lot crazier. It's like, I mean, personally, I don't have a problem with it. I see both sides, but of course, like, you know, I'm not like white American. I'm yellow American, so it's just kind of.
You drive a truck, though.
I do drive a truck. That's why
And
Georgia
you're in
is my
Orange
new
County.
favorite place.
Yeah.
I do have a full-size pickup.
You do.
I think it's a great way to embrace all the different cultures that the melting pot of the United States is. However, being in LA, it is sort of crazy when I meet like my mom's friend who's been living in LA for like 20 or 30 years and she still doesn't speak English.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's sort of crazy. I do think that Americans should speak English.
Or like learn what I think is because I know right now we're talking about this is I think like one of my biggest gripes when you call like a company is when they say for English press 1, for Spanish press 2. It's like I don't think it should be like that. I think it should be for Spanish press 1. And then, like, if you speak English, just go right on ahead.
I agree.
But of course, you know, they say that people that come from Korea, they think it's great because you don't have to learn any English at all because you just stay in Koreatown, and everything's in Korean. The street signs are in Korean. You know, the bus is translated into Korean. I mean, everything's in Korean.
Well, I mean, I understand if you're a citizen, you should learn English, but some Koreans are afraid to leave Koreatown because they're not citizens.
Yeah.
And that's why they can't leave. They're scared. I actually know people like they're for whatever situation they have back at home, they have to stay and they're scared, so they don't really learn as much as they should.
Yeah, like we come from a privileged place saying everyone has to learn English or like, you know, or that like people come here and like they should be taking care of all their paperwork and their education and everything, you know, but like we grew up here in this like rich country with great parents who made sacrifices so that we could grow up here and learn English right when we were born, you know?
Yeah.
And there are people who come here and they don't have those opportunities, you know, and you can't say that everyone has to learn English when they get here. Some of them are concentrating on raising their kids, sending them to college, buying the groceries, making them healthy meals, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's different for everyone.
And I think they're scared too to try to speak English because they're afraid to get made fun of. Because like we make fun of them. Like, and I don't mean we specifically us, but like we make fun of them, you know. Like we make fun of their English, and so they don't want to speak English.
Yeah.
But we're not like. But what's really funny is that honestly, like white Americans are the worst at speaking foreign languages.
Yeah.
But they are
You know,
because they don't feel like it's necessary.
Yeah.
Like if you go into, let's say the South, like why would you need to learn Spanish? Why would you need to learn Chinese? Like it's ridiculous to them.
Pure ethnicity.
Yeah, but out here, like every white person that you meet right now, like you talk to anyone in Beverly Hills, they all send their kids to like Chinese classes. Why? Because they feel like that's the next language to learn over Spanish. And so it's
not for kung fu movies.
It's not Walter Hong. It's not anymore. But you know, it's like I think but that comes with these are educated people who know what the world is. You know, they know about things, right? But I feel like not saying that people in the Deep South and or wherever, not that they're not educated, but they're not as privy to these things that we might be. You know, like we think about all these other things. We've traveled. A lot of Americans haven't been outside of America.
Yeah.
They're lucky if they've been outside of their own state.
Even their own state.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. Those Americans probably don't speak English very well either.
Actually, exactly.
A couple practical things about this thing when I saw the hashtags that are saying F Coke, they're all like, I'm rolling with Pepsi now. No, you're not. You don't have a choice when you go to all these places.
No.
Yeah.
You're not going to bring Pepsi with you to all these places.
No.
And then the second thing is, Coke is one of the most international companies in the world. It's not an American company. It's in every country in the world. And so when you're claiming it as an American company, it's BS because it is all over the world. It's not like you can claim Coke is our soda. It makes
Super
money
Bowl.
off of everywhere.
And the Super Bowl is a global event. It's not just a United States event. Like, people watch from all over the world, all the advertisements and all that. And the people that say, "Oh, I'm gonna drink Pepsi now," come on, that's ridiculous. Because people that like Coke, they don't like Pepsi.
They don't like Pepsi.
Yeah.
These are like the fair weather Coke drinkers.
Yeah.
And like, 'cause for me,
There's a noticeable difference between Coke and Pepsi.
Definitely,
Like
yeah.
Pepsi is much sweeter.
Well, but the people who are, I mean, you know a lot of them are very ignorant and they're probably young, right? Because there's a lot of people who are like, oh my god, I can't believe they're singing our national anthem in other languages. But America the Beautiful is not our national anthem.
No.
But so many people were like, oh my gosh, our national anthem, this is just disrespectful. Like, America.
I know.
And then like the best was like that commercial where it's like, what's more American than America? Who wrote that? Why would you even play that?
Yeah.
With that Bob Dylan commercial?
Yeah.
I mean, they started out this commercial with "What's more American than America?" Who
Yeah.
says that? I mean, I get it, sort of. I get where you're going, but I just
Well,
felt like these
yeah.
commercials.
Totally.
Yeah, but you could just say that about anything. Like, what's more like a table than a table?
Exactly.
That's what we call the table, you know? That's what words are for, you
I
know?
know.
One of the things I'm training my kids to do is to learn about American history. Like they're memorizing all the presidents of the United States and like different things of American history. Because when you see like shows like Jay Leno jaywalking, he goes around and he asks people, a lot of them, white people, like, hey, who made the American flag? And people are like, Diana Ross? Like, no, Betsy Ross. Like, they don't even know. They don't know anything about American history. And so, like, when people are claiming, no, America, but if you don't know history, then how can you claim that you have American pride?
Yeah, well, because they drink Pepsi.
Plus, if they really knew history, they would have preferred that the entire song be in Navajo or an American Indian language.
Exactly.
That's true, yeah. But then, like, I think as Americans, we don't really consider Indians as, like, the real settlers of America. I think they were just here to keep the land warm.
They're just placeholders until the white man.
Yeah, I think that's the way most Americans look at it, though. And they deny the fact that their grandparents and great-grandparents also immigrated into the United States. They overlook all that, you know. I mean, if they watch the documentary, what is that called? I'm totally blanking on it now. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis. Martin Scorsese directed it. But it's about like the immigrants that came like from Ireland, Scotland, Italy, and they're
Oh, I
fighting
know
against each
which one
other.
you're talking about.
You don't
I
know the
can't
title
remember.
either.
Yeah.
But they fight. It's in New York. It's in New York.
Gangs in New
Departed?
York.
Gangs of New York. There we go. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And you know they all immigrated here too.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, like everyone's, you know.
If you really want to go back, Native Americans came over through Alaska from Asia. Native
From
Americans
Mongolia.
are Asian.
Actually,
Like,
to be more
Asians were here.
specific,
Asians were here first in America.
to be more specific, they're saying that they actually came from a part of Mongolia where Koreans came from.
Ooh.
Koreans were here
So
first.
that's what I'm
Drinking
saying.
all the way through. 13
That's what I'm saying.
Shots a week.
All right, so we're gonna on that note that we founded America.
Hello.
We're gonna wrap up. PK, do you have anything to plug before we go?
Laugh Factory at 8 o'clock. Come through, everybody.
Irene, you have anything to plug?
Add us on Facebook, ESL Show with me and Vonnie Lou. Add us on Instagram. I'm Irene Shoot, IreneShoe. Vonnie Lou is VONNIELU. Check out my blog, Secondhand Swaggy at blogspot.com.
And Annie, do you have anything to plug?
Oh yeah, I have a blog. It's ANIPHYO.com, and those are all my handles on Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and all the social sites. And come join me in one of my raw food certification classes. Next one is February 22nd and 23rd, level 1. So we'll be using a food processor and a blender and making really delicious like desserts and drinks and desserts. I mean desserts and dishes and everything. So come join me.
Awesome. And Vaughn?
Nothing. Just watch our show. What is it? Sasa Live podcast
Yes.
on YouTube. Watch
On
us on
YouTube.
YouTube and then listen to us.
Yes. I will be at the Punchline in San Francisco on February 18th and at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco on March 21st. And I'll probably be at Long Beach Laugh Factory this weekend. Everyone, thanks for tuning in to Sneakers and Stilettos on AMN Radio, AM 1540 Radio Korea, brought to you by Kabuki Japanese Restaurants with 17 locations all over Southern California and Arizona. Everyone, thanks for tuning in every Sunday night at midnight. If you happen to miss our show live, you can always catch us on amnradio.com or on iTunes under AMN Radio. Everyone, thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Annie. For
Thank
being
you.
here.
Thank you, Annie.
SuperHappyJuice.com.
Yes, we're only getting better. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Fun.
Yeah, you have to come back for our girly show.
Yeah, I would love to
Yes.
go.
For our girly
I'll give you
show.
my card out there.
And
Perfect. I might actually come
our
to your
sports
class.
show.
Yeah. Please.
Do you have any? Do you have any bottles of juice with you to sell?
No.
Oh.
I know. That's why we've been focusing on the website.
You haven't launched yet, right?
Yeah, so
Your
people
juices.
keep asking us, but we're like,
where do you get
just
this
wait
mass
until we-
produced? That's like, how do you even get
we have a
that?
commercial kitchen. But I mean, we don't have a co-packer. We have staff. We do it all. And
Staff
I mean,
do it.
my partner and I
So
have been there.
everybody's actually, wow.
Yeah, until we get the volume big enough to then go to co-packing.
Jeez.
I'm like
So-
ready to buy a bunch of it.
Hardcore.
Awesome.
I know. That's
Well,
really hard.
Yeah, please order when. But I forgot to tell them this.
Do I
But
get free
anyways,
shipping too?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
I
if you
actually
do
need
a
something to drink
cleanse-
after I work out.
Is it only through